Hi everyone! Today I'm going to teach you how to make one really cool abstract painting. I'm really excited and I hope you all are too. So for this first part, you're going to want to make sure that you have your canvas, a cup of water, so then you can alternate colors with your brushes, your two brushes, all of your paints, and a plate that we'll use as a mini palette to alternate colors with if you choose to do so. So let's get started. So we are gonna wanna start on a rainbow pattern alternating all the way down through your canvas. So the first color I'm gonna start with is my red. And I'm just gonna first dip my paintbrush in the water to get a little bit damp. And then I'm gonna dip it in my red and slowly start to go horizontally across the top of my canvas all the way through. And you're gonna wanna keep on doing this and just fill it about an inch or a little bit less than an inch of your canvas horizontally. You're not gonna wanna use too much paint, but just enough where you could fill it up like that and go through. And remember, we're gonna be blending these colors. So the next color we'll use is orange. So now that I finished my red coat, I'm gonna wanna go ahead, dip my brush in the water to get out all of that residue paint of red. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my paintbrush and dip it in the orange. And now I'm gonna wanna overlap a little bit over the red to give it that mixing sunset look. So we're just gonna go ahead, just a smidge over like that, just a little bit over the red to get it to mix in a way that looks really cool. If you want, you can do like a circle movement with the brush in order to get it to mix better. It's up to you, however you want to do it, but just make sure to move the brush like this in order to alternate the sunset colors. Now you're just gonna wanna make sure you go about a half an inch lower under your mixed part of the red and the orange. And now if you don't really see it mixing as much, you can possibly take a little bit of red and just go through that line a bit to give it a bit more of that effect of it mixing together. So I'm just gonna go through. So now I'm gonna pause here to show you. So we have the mixing of the red and the orange up here to give it more of that sunset effect. And then you have that red on the top, orange on the bottom. And I have a lot more room left on my canvas so I can add in the other colors. So we are going to now add in yellow. So just dip brush back into the water, mix it. And you can also use your other brushes, but just to save the brushes, if you would like, you could just dip it in your water and reuse it like that. So now I'm gonna move on to my yellow. So now that I've got my paintbrush all cleaned, I'm gonna dip it in a bit of the orange, just a tad of the orange, and then I'm gonna dip the rest of it into the yellow so I can now mix it on the top. So I'm just gonna go a little bit, probably like a centimeter over the orange coat over here to get that mixing effect of our orange and our yellow. And now just use the yellow for about a half an inch more of the canvas to kind of transition that sunset into that yellow part. So now that I've got this layer all done, I'm gonna wanna move on to my green color. And this color I'm gonna wanna first blend over with the yellow and then go ahead and make that own coat of it. We're gonna wanna make sure that we are not fully, I'm just above the middle line over here on my canvas with the yellow. I don't wanna go any further because after this we're gonna wanna make our sun, and our sun will be a little bit of a yellowish tone. So we're gonna wanna make sure we don't overlap those two colors. So make sure that you stay on the top half of the canvas so we're not blending the yellow with the yellow sun. So now let's move on to our green. Now, if you want, you could take a darker green and just mix it in a little bit with the bottom. We're not gonna wanna take up too much more space because we still have the blue and the purple layers to go. So for the blue and purple layer, I'm just gonna wanna first dip my brush into the water. We're gonna wanna use first the blue, and I'm gonna start off with light, mix it in with the green, and then alternate to the darker blue, and then the final shade of purple. So now that we finished off the blue layer, we're gonna move on to our final layer of purple. I'm gonna first start by mixing my paintbrush in the water and getting prepared for the final layer of purple. So I'm gonna take my purple and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of this blue to alternate it nicely from color to color. And there you have it. This is your completed rainbow part of the canvas, your rainbow sunset. Make sure all the colors are blended through and you have all the colors visible to you. And now we're gonna move on to some of our final steps in the process. So for the final step, we're gonna be making a sunrise in our image. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna take a new paintbrush. So I'm gonna grab my new paintbrush, dip it in the water, and I'm gonna wanna get a mixture of the yellow color and the white color. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna wanna make sure to grab a dip of white, like that, and a little dip of my yellow. So perfectly like that, and I'm just gonna take my plate, and I'm gonna mix the two colors together to make a nice combination. Something like that will work. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to go over this part in the middle, this green area in the middle, and we're just gonna make a small, tiny, like we're doing a little rainbow, but a very small one. And now what you're gonna wanna do, that you have a little bit of a circle like that, you're just gonna wanna make sure you blend it into the next area under to make it seem like a seamless kind of sunset down there. Blend it in. Don't put too much paint down there, just a little to enough where you can look like it's blending in. So now that you have something like this is gonna be our sun. So now what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna rinse off our brush and we're gonna make kind of like horizon streaks and just different lines within the sunset to kind of blend together the colors more and make it seem like a more of a seamless sunset. So I'm gonna take a dab of white on my paintbrush, and I'm just gonna make lines. And we are all done with this painting. If you would like, you can add in some birds, some other things and items in the background. Be creative, have fun with anything that you would like to put in this painting. I'm gonna try to add in some birds and I'll show you guys how that goes, but you guys can add in whatever you want in your background to make this a beautiful painting, and I'm sure you all will have a really pretty painting of the sunset. Now, in order to do a bird, you're gonna wanna get your smaller tipped paintbrush. So something like that. You're gonna dip it into the water to get the bristles a little bit loose. And I'm just gonna get a tad of the white paint. I'm gonna put some birds all around my painting. So we can go like this. And in order to do the bird, you're just gonna do one loop like that on one side. You're gonna do another loop on the other side like that. And there's your bird. So I'm gonna do a few of these. You can do as many as you want, or you don't even have to do them. It's up to you. But just to add a cute and creative effect to my painting. This is your painting that you could come up with. It's very nice. It has many different features, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this fun tutorial. All right, well, that's it with our tutorial. I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this awesome sunset painting, and I hope you guys have fun and creative minds when you guys are following this tutorial as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and good luck on your paintings.
Hi, I'm from Art from the Heart, and I'm very excited to share with you guys today the steps to complete the abstract tape painting. Due to COVID guidelines, I'm not able to be with you guys and to show you the steps in person. However, this video will show you step by step and also every single material that you're going to need. These are super fun and a perfect way to be creative, so without further ado, let's get started. For this specific painting, I want to use one of these colors. I'm not really sure which. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your tape and you're going to take your canvas right here. So you're going to take your tape and you're going to pull out a piece, and then on your canvas you're going to just do a straight line with the tape or whatever your design is going to be. So for example, if you want it to say your name, you're going to cut out pieces so it says your name. You want to make sure it's firmly placed on here so that it doesn't come off when you're painting it. Once you've done the first strand, you can do the second one, so you can grab another strand, and this time I'm only going to do like a little triangle right here. So you put the triangle and then put it on the canvas, and then with your scissors, being careful, you're just going to cut off any excess. You're going to be doing the same thing throughout the whole canvas depending on what design you want to put on it. The fun part about this project specifically is that it does not have to be perfect. It's all about having fun and being creative. So don't put too much pressure if your painting doesn't come out perfect. I think the fun part is going to be taking out the tape and seeing our final design. Also for the tape, if you don't like how it turns out, you can always take it and put it somewhere else or change the way you arranged your tape. Once you're done, your canvas should look something like this, with the tape put all over the canvas in the design that you want to work with. So now you can see my paints on this side and my canvas on here. You're going to take a paintbrush and you're just basically going to paint whatever you want on the canvas. So if you want to do a little bit of pink and purple, you're going to just grab your pink and just paint. This is the fun part, and you don't have to put too much pressure on yourself to make it perfect. You also don't have to worry about it getting on the tape, because the tape basically is covering the painting from getting painted on. So whatever has wherever the tape is, that's not going to get painted. If you want to mix colors, you can do that too. I'm going to put in with a different paintbrush. With a different paintbrush, I'm going to go into the white to lighten up my pink. You can do this if you want it to be a little bit of a more baby pink rather than such a bright pink. And whatever you don't want to use, just put it on the plate. Your plate's kind of like where you put all the access stuff. So next, you're going to take a different brush or the same brush, whatever you want, and just kind of continue painting whatever you want on each one. So I'm going to try to do a tie-dye kind of thing here. So I'm going to grab my purple and paint. And even if it looks messy, some people like this messy look, so don't put too much pressure on yourself to make it perfect. I'm going to take my pink and I'm going to kind of mix it in a little bit with the purple, and it kind of gives it a cool effect if you're into that. And you can take your pink and also add it. You can add a little bit of maybe blue, and also kind of add some blue in here. Next, you're going to take this and maybe just do a different design. So this one I want to do lines. So I'm just going to go with that. So next I'm going to take my white, just put a lot of white. I'm going to put just kind of a white here as kind of the base. And it kind of has some purple because I'm using the same brush, but it's okay. And then I'm going to take my pink and blue, and I'm going to do little circles. I'm going to take my purple and do the same thing. I'm going to take my pink, a little bit of pink, do the same thing. You don't have to do just these colors. The fun part is that you can choose any color you want. For this last one, I'm going to do a baby pink. And then you have this tiny little brush right here. You're going to get, if you want to do some kind of design on the painting, you're going to let it dry a little bit, and then we're going to come back to it and add some designs. So I've let mine dry just for a little bit, and I'm going to take a black paint dip, and I'm going to dip it in, and then I'm going to just have my small little brush. And what I'm going to do is, in these little flowers, I kind of want to outline it with black, so I'm going to carefully outline the black around the circles. There is no rules to painting, so if you want to do something that you might think that might not look good, remember that everything you can always cover it up with a different color. So explore whatever you want to do, whatever design you want to create. You can outline however many ones you want, and how you're just going to outline it is basically going around the edge of it, and then kind of just when you feel like you have to add more paint, you add more paint, and you go around the edge. So I'm going to leave 2 empty just because I still want to leave them empty, and then I want to do a design here, which is my first one. I want to put my initials, so I'm just going to put a K. If you want to put your initial, I feel like that would be a very good touch. And then I want to do so once you've done your designs, you're going to take your tape. This is very careful because you don't want to ruin your designs. And you're going to basically peel the tape off. You're going to peel the tape carefully. And as you can see, it leaves kind of a white mark wherever you left the tape. So you're just going to pull. A super fun and abstract painting. It has a bunch of different designs, everything, and you have the cool white line to kind of separate everything. I hope you guys had fun creating all these different paintings and being able to make a bunch of different designs. Okay, bye!
Hi, my name is Sydney Goldman.
And I'm Zach Goldman.
And today we're going to show you how to make paintings using tape and paint. I'm a junior at U School.
And I'm a freshman at school.
And we're volunteering to help show you a tutorial for Art from the Heart. Okay, so what you're going to need is paper plates, scissors, paintbrushes, tape, canvases, and some paint. We recommend using newspapers or trash bags or anything to make sure that you don't get any excess paint on the surface of where you're painting.
So first, what you're going to want to do is get your tape, start peeling it, and put it on the canvas.
You're going to want to write out whatever you want. You can do your initials, your name, or just make a design. Okay, so now that we've got the designs we want, which are both of our initials, now we can move on to the next step.
So get your paint and paper plates out. Open up your paint supplies.
Zach and I have decided that instead of using the paper plates, we're going to keep our paint in the little jars because it's going to be easier for us. But you can do whatever you think is best for your painting.
Next, start painting.
Okay, so once you finish your paintings, you want to let it dry for a little longer, and then it'll be ready to peel the tape off.
Now it's time to peel mine off. here you guys go. There's the final product of both of our canvases.
Okay, so for mine, I had a blue background and I tried to do some splatter with the paintbrush, but it didn't really work out how I wanted, so I just did dots myself. And then outlined the tape so that my initials would pop.
And for my canvas, I did red interior for the lettering, and I did kind of railroad tracks design for all the sides and the top and bottom. Even though the railroad got cut off on the blue, still looks like a good canvas to me.
We hope you enjoyed, and you can slow the video down or pause it or rewind anytime you want to make sure that you get the canvas just the way you want it. Thank you guys for watching, and we hope that you have fun trying out this project.